We are now leaving the fertile band of earth which forms the Nile Valley. This is the land of the living. To the west starts the land of the dead, the desert plateau of Libya. It's a huge cemetery, safe from the flooding Nile. This is where all the pyramids were built. The one we're going to visit today is the first pyramid ever built. It's Djoser's pyramid, the second king of the third dynasty, roughly 4,600 years ago. From his reign, the tomb became the symbol of the deity of the king, his survival in the afterlife, and of his eternal power. Djoser entrusted the realization to Imhotep, his Grand Vizier, and an ingenious architect. The pyramid is 60 meters high in 6 successive steps, hence its name of Step Pyramid. Imhotep initially designed a square mastaba 8 meters high and 71 meters long. He then decided to enlarge the tomb by superimposing additional mastaba. Djoser's pyramid can be considered a piling up of 6 mastabas of different sizes. It is a symbol of the original mound, the first land that appeared from the sea during the primordial chaos, and a stairway facilitating the ascent of the king to the sky. The pyramid is not an isolated monument. It's at the center of a rectangle 545 meters long and 277 meters wide, covering nearly 38 acres. An outer wall, 10 meters high and 1,500 meters long, surrounded the funeral complex. There is only one real entrance with no door and 14 dummy doors spaced around the wall. The Pharaoh's tomb is 28 meters under the pyramid. Around the vault runs a series of tunnels and rooms built in a faked way to correspond to the Pharaoh's familiar universe, such that the Pharaoh can continue to live his earthly life after his death. These underground spaces, unique in Egyptian history, are not accessible today. Imhotep also built a second set of tunnels close to the southern wall. This is the king's second tomb. Thanks to the work of the Frenchman Jean-Philippe, we are now going to enter the site by the original door. Egyptologist and architect, he spent 70 years restoring the monuments at the site of the Step Pyramid. Immediately after the entrance, we can see Imhotep's desire to use stone but fashioned to look like the original material, that is reeds, palm trees or wood. The 40 columns which form the corridor suggest reed stalks or palm stems clustered together. The ceiling stones at the entrance imitate a row of wooden logs. We are now in the eternal home of the King Djoser, designed and built by Imhotep 46 centuries ago. The 12th of October 1992, a violent earthquake hit the region of Cairo. Djoser's pyramid, the oldest stone building in the world, was damaged. The restoration work has started but has raised controversy about their quality. However, the construction is still ongoing in June 2019, hence we could not get to see the famous Cobra Wall or the funeral temple adjoined to the north face of the pyramid. But 3 months later, in September, the construction work was terminated and the original beauty of the site is again visible. Everything that Imhotep built here is entirely destined for the afterlife of the King Djoser, such that the Ka will continue to live after his earthly death. The Ka is the vital energy and a second spiritual person which is born at the same time as the human being. It continues to live in the tomb after the death of the sovereign, thanks to the funeral cult and the food offerings. The king's Ka must live in familiar surroundings and guarantees his eternal power by the symbolic celebration of heb-sed. The King's Jubilee was normally organised around the 30th year of his reign. It was intended to prove to the gods and the people that the king was still capable to run the country. After the tests, the king was recrowned king of the two Egypts. It is this courtyard which will serve eternally the heb-sed for the king's Ka. Imhotep designed all the buildings as a theatre decor for the celebration after Djoser's death. Between the southern and the heb-sed courtyards is the temple T, which Jean-Philippe named Ka's Pavilion. The Ka was probably depicted by a statue during the rites of heb-sed. The two houses to the east of the pyramid represent the sanctuaries of the Lower and Upper Egypt. They vary by their decorative elements, but all have little interior space. The south house was 12 meters high. Two chapels of the original 25 chapels have been rebuilt, which occupied the heb-sed courtyard. They represent the temporary chapels which were built with light materials for the Jubilee. Those to the east represent Lower Egypt and to the west Upper Egypt. Like the ones we see today, they are solid and fake. And to finish, the double podium served the double crowning of the king's Ka, reigning for eternity over the two kingdoms.
C'est un peu petit, mais pour deux.
It's now 8:30 and we'll arrive in Luxor at 6:30 tomorrow morning.